Hey, look at this. So you guys can see here, I've pulled up on the screen is an old video of mine from last year, 2023. It's called Random German People Have Been Bothering Me. Now, I have been, for those of you who I have to catch up on this, I have been researching and writing about and making videos about and attempting to expose a network of people who seem to be of most of them seem to be of German Jewish descent. And I do believe that they are engaging in child trafficking and incest and child abuse. This is not me talking, this is not saying a bad thing in general about German people or saying bad things in general about Jewish people. This is a specific group of people who just happen to be German and Jewish in descent. It's looking that way. And so, in order to kind of add evidence to support my claim, I was showing in this video here that, look, all these people have been gang stalking me and randomly bothering me, and a lot of them seem to be of German, at the very least, German origin. If sometimes it's hard to, gauge if they're of Jewish origin, but at the very least, a lot of times, even if you just look up the origin of their last name, or if you look them up on Facebook and such, as I was doing here with this woman, you can see like, oh, well, they lived in Germany, or they currently live in Germany, or their parents are from Germany, something along those lines. So here you can see this woman, Melanie Heider. I don't know how you pronounce it. Heider, whatever. And you can see here how I'm showing some of her Facebook page and how she's, posting pictures of a town in Germany. So I found this woman again recently. I had all but forgotten about her because it's been over a year since she was harassing me she was harassing me both on YouTube. I believe it was YouTube and Facebook, like on two different social media platforms. I just saw her face again recently because I went back and was listening to a video I made about Thomas A. Polone, also known as Tristen E. Nicol. And it occurred to me, I was also looking up my suspects on Instagram to see what new stuff they had been posting on their Instagram pages. And I found her as one of the followers of Tristen E. Nicol, this guy right here. It's just that's a painting of him, but I've made a few videos about this guy as well, talking about how he claims to be a trans woman. I've made videos talking about how that's just not the case. He's pretending. Pointing out behaviors, because I came into actual contact with this guy. He was not just a stalker over the internet, like a lot of these people are. They're pretty much just over the internet, as far as I know. But I actually came into physical contact with Thomas Polone, and there are a few videos in my YouTube channel here where there's some right around where I was, but I wanted to go to the most recent one that I was listening to. So you can see some, let me see, like right here, with the dancing chicken, and the one beneath that one, and text from Tristen, yeah. Oh, and part 5, fish over birds. So a lot of these are about Tristen E. Nicol, or Thomas A. Polone. He changed his name. He's a very scary person. He's a man pretending to be a woman. Again, this is not me speaking out against transgenders. I don't know enough transgenders to know for sure if it's a real thing or if they're all delusional. Sorry. I just know that this particular guy who's claiming to be a woman is not a woman. I know because I came in contact with him, and there are intangible qualities that are required to qualify someone as a woman. I know because I am a woman. I was born with the parts and everything. And there are also intangible qualities that one must have to qualify as a woman, and he did not display those intangible qualities. And I will show you guys quickly, just in case you'd like to go back and listen to my testimony, tell you some of the things that you should be looking for when it comes to somebody claiming to be the opposite sex. You really should be paying attention to some of the more intangible aspects, characteristics, before you let them just waltz around claiming that they are this gender or that gender. So here we go, right here at the top. Tristen Nicol is a dangerous fraud. So that's the most recent video that I made about this guy. And I actually don't think about him much in relationship to a lot of my other suspects. But today, for some reason, I felt like while I was on Instagram, I looked him up and looked at his followers. And right here at the top of the list of his followers is this Melanie Heider lady. If you guys will recall, from the beginning of this video that I'm making right now, I showed you guys a video that I already posted. Right here. Random German people have been bothering me. This is from May 12th, 2023. So, yeah, okay, no, this is not a network. This isn't an organized, interconnected network of people who've been gang stalking me because they're engaged in incest and child molestation and child trafficking and pimping their own children out to each other, to other members of the cult. And they're trying to shut me up from talking about them. They're trying to intimidate me and harass me in any way they can. No, that's not what's going on here, right? Nah. They're just all, friends with each other and interconnected on social media. But, yeah. But this isn't an organized network of people. I mean, I can't say that they're that organized, or else they wouldn't be dropping clues and hints here and there that I'm finding. You know, they're a little sloppy. Let's just put it that way. They're human beings. So yeah, they're human beings, and human beings are bound to mess up once in a while, and then that's what gets them caught. So yeah, I think it's interesting, Mr. Pallone, Thomas A. Pallone, that you just randomly invited me out of the blue to come stay with you when I was down on my luck. I didn't have an RV to stay in anymore, and I was briefly homeless. And then you gave me the creeps so hardcore for like the 2-3 days that I was at your place that I just like gathered up my stuff and left. As quickly as I could while he was taking a nap. I just was like, yeah, peace out, bye. And I started getting, even before that, I was getting harassed and being gang stalked by all these people online. As soon as I started basically coming out with videos about this cult, I call them the Western cult. Okay, for reasons I won't get into here. If you'd like to know some of the reasons why, go watch one of my videos that I've recently been posting versions of it as I work on it. It's called The Western Cult, or it's called Zay Frank and the Western Cult. So, yeah, they're a cult. They are a cult network of people. Some cults are small, and they're just like a handful of people, maybe a family's worth of people. Some cults are very large. Some cults are hundreds of people or thousands of people, or even more than that. Some cults are several families worth of people that are networked and interconnected and commit incest and rape kids. It's evil and awful, but that's something that happens. And unfortunately, they're all going to try to protect themselves and each other. So yeah, again, I'm just putting out another bit of evidence. Clearly you guys can see here that I did make a video back in May of last year. It's going on 2 years now. May of 2023. Pointing out random people who were harassing me. They weren't that random, it turns out. I felt like I was being gang stalked. I was being gang stalked by people suddenly when I started talking about this network of child traffickers who worship an occulted symbol called the Abrasics. And here's Melanie Heider, German descent, one of the Gangstalkers who repeatedly bothered me on YouTube and or Facebook. And then again, I was making videos talking about Thomas Pallone also, and I actually met Thomas Pallone, also known as Tristen Nicol, and talking about how he's not really a woman, he's pretending to be a woman. And talking about how I think he's a part of this network. There were quite a few things that tipped me off to that. That's one of the reasons why I left as quickly as I could. And it's just so weird. It's such a weird, quote unquote, coincidence. Oh, it's such a coincidence. Tristen. See, again, you can see right here. Tristen Nicol. See his picture up there. And when did I make that video of him? The last video that I made of him? Yeah, a couple months ago. Oh, this was right around Hurricane Milton. So this would have been around October-ish. October 2024. You can see his face right there. Again, I'm putting it at the top. Same picture, Tristen Nicol. And he's a counselor at a behavioral health clinic of some sort. Behavioral health system, SERVE. Wow. He's a gangstalker. He's a gangstalker who's posing as a transgender man-woman he's not really a woman. He's not. I don't think he even really thinks that. If he does, he's delusional. He did not display womanly behaviors, and I don't mean, doing your nails and crossing your legs when you sit. I don't mean that. I mean very typical, basic concerns of a woman. It's just, watch this video if you want to know what I'm talking about, all right? And again, Melanie Heider, who was stalking me for a while, and again, they're connected. She's following him. She's one of his followers on Instagram. Lisa Coppola. She seems familiar too. Yeah, award-winning singer, songwriter, Billboard Top 10 Blues. And I'm sorry, she's following you? Tristen? That's scary. Wait, is she following you? I'm trying to understand. Yeah, it's saying you are following 3 people, correct? Correct me if I'm wrong. You're following 3 people, and then these are your 27 followers. I don't do Instagram enough to be so super savvy, so... I have to look into these other people. Busted Slut. Classy. And then you've got this person on here twice. Diana Broco Realtor. Yeah, anyway, so again, just racking up the evidence, just putting in more and more evidence that I am being gang-stalked by a network of child molesters. They're child molesters. They would not go to these lengths if they were not doing something extremely illegal and socially unacceptable that they weren't afraid they were going to get, into trouble for. They would not go to these lengths to harass a person unless that person had something on them that they were scared to get busted for. So, and she's following, I can't see her followers or who she's following. Yuck. But Lisa Vox, She's in the group list. Again, unless I'm misreading this, she's in the list of people who are following you. Oh, and just to be clear, how one of the ways that Thomas A. Pallone, Tristen E. Nicol here ties into the, I go over it in these videos that I made about him in the roughly around spring of 2023. But just to show you guys really quickly, before I end this one, because I'm kind of rambling. I've been like kind of tired and out of it, not feeling in my right mind or like focused well enough, just because I haven't been smoking cigarettes, which I'm so used to doing. It's just like always a part of my daily routine. I haven't been doing any stimulants, actually. No stimulants. So none of my prescription for Adderall. I haven't taken that since October, actually. No caffeine either. I haven't been drinking caffeine. I haven't smoked weed since April. So it's going on a year now I haven't smoked weed. And even though like I had smoked that almost religiously for 6 years or something. Ridiculous amount of time. But yeah, so no substances right now, which my body's not used to. It's used to always like at least something. It's always at least been cigarettes. So my brain is getting rewired here, I guess. So you can see right here, Joachim Frank, Zay Frank, Under the Sea, studying, blah, blah, blah. It's the video at the top there. So right there, I start getting into it. Some of the things that connect Zay Frank, Joachim Frank, some of my first suspects to like Tristen E. Nicol, Thomas A. Pallone, whatever you want to call him. Like Thomas A. Pallone had a similar image to this. The fish looks like fish swimming in the sky. It's sort of a visual illusion in a photograph. So that's from the that particular image is from Joachim Frank's blog. And what's his face? Tristen E. Nicol displayed a similar video or a similar image on his YouTube channel. Or see? On his Facebook page. Yeah, my mind is a little... You're going to have to just bear with me. Well, like... It's been 2 weeks of no substances, no nothing, except food. So my mind has to get used to it. Dancing chickens, right there, you can see at the top again, dancing chickens. That's a term used by pedophile networks. Because, well, for one thing, men who like younger boys, they call themselves chicken hawks, chicken queens, chicken queers. They've got all kinds of slang for themselves, chicken hawks. And then they call their victims, their child victims, they call them dancing chickens or little chickadees and stuff like that. So he's got a video of a dancing chicken, Thomas A. Pallone, on his Facebook page. He just had a lot of stuff that connected him to the cult. And you can see here also these two at the top, more connections between Thomas A. Pallone, Fish Over Birds, and dude who I think blah blah blah. I don't remember the full titles of these videos. I made them almost 2 years ago now. But yeah, go back and watch those if you want to see how this guy Thomas Pallone, some of the ways that I started getting into how Thomas Pallone, I started to realize or Tristen E. Nicol, same person. I started to realize that he is connected to this cult. through the symbols that he uses. Cults and religions and belief systems have very specific symbols that they use. So imagine Christianity was a fringe cult and not the big established religion that we know of today. What if it was a little fringe cult and maybe only a few thousand people scattered throughout the country worship it? Like, you know, a bunch of families secretly worshiping it, okay? But they still use the same symbols, like the cross, right? And you see somebody, you know, using that cross. You imagine like the cross would be rare if that were the case. If the cross was used in Christianity and it's not a big religion, it's just a little side cult, it would be rare. And so when you see it, it's going to be like, why would I? It's like, that's not a coincidence. I think that you might be connected with this other person I know who uses that same symbol. All right. So again, you can see here, the one at the top there, the fish floating in the pond. You can see it's like a picture of reflection of the sky and trees on a pond, and you can see the fish in the pond. So it looks like the fish are floating in the sky or swimming in the sky, right? So that's from Thomas A. Pallone, Tristen E. Nicol's Facebook page. And then, like, what are the odds that that same image would be right there? Not that same exact image, but a similar image would be on Joachim Frank's blog post, right? So it's, again, a picture of the sky and trees reflected in a pond, and you can see the fish in the pond, and it looks like the fish are swimming in the sky, floating amongst the trees. So I'm not going to, again, it would be nice if you guys to go back, and I'm not going to play these videos obviously within this video, but feel free to go back and watch some of these videos that I made back in early 2023, where I start breaking down some of these symbols and what they mean and how they connect to these people. So that is a symbol for their cult, it seems. It's like fish floating in the sky, fish swimming amongst the trees. So there's that. I'm trying to remember if there's anything else. Jesus. I gotta stop watching this tarot stuff. I don't really watch it anymore. I just like let it play while I'm doing stuff, other things. But it's getting to the point where it's like that's all that YouTube is feeding me, because it thinks that that's all I want to watch. It's like, no, it's just that's what's readily available for me to hit play on when I'm like cleaning or cooking or something. At first, I was like just trying to learn more about tarot reading and trying to pick up more about it. But it's like the best way to learn about it is just watch other people do tarot readings. Now I'm getting tired of it. I'm starting to recognize patterns in the lingo, and I'm starting to anyway. I feel like there was something else I wanted to say, and this is always what I do when I'm trying to remember, and I'm extending the video, trying to remember what else I wanted to say as I prattle on about stupid stuff. But let's just leave it here. Again, I just think it's interesting that these people, this is a network. So if anything ever happens to me, guys, in the future, if I get killed or I die of some reason, that's any circumstances that seem even remotely suspicious, please remember I'm being gang stalked by a group of people that I highly suspect are engaged in child trafficking and raping children and incest with their own children. I suspect Hosea Jan Frank. Let's see. That's this guy right here, because I was going through and looking at, again, my suspects' pages to see if they posted anything new. So that's this guy right here. No, I don't want to hear the sounds. I just wanted a picture to show them. Where's your stupid salmon wall? There. Why don't you use this as your... I mean, like, it's so silly, right, guys? I made a video about this recently, like, that I think he's vain because he doesn't update his profile pictures. These profile pictures are from, like, 20 years ago, right? He's vain. Why don't you use the salmon wall as your profile picture, or something equally as appropriate to your age, dude? There. So that's A. Frank. He was my first suspect. And then, of course, there's, Yo Him Frank. I never checked. Let's check. He probably doesn't, though. Yo Him Frank. I see someone. No, that's Frank Yo Him. He's probably not on here. These are probably just other people named Yo Him Frank. Anyway, Yo Him Frank is A. Frank's father. Good job, cat. I made it go away before all the kittens popped up. Sometimes I see a kitten that looks like one of my lost girl cats, and I just want to offer to adopt her. Tony Robbins, oh my gosh, surprise, surprise, he's one of my suspects as well. Tony Robbins can go suck a dick. He should go suck a dick. He should go suck many, many, many dicks. What was I going to... Oh, yeah, Yo Him Frank. This guy. So he's Zay Frank's father. He's also a suspect. His blog, Frank's Fiction... Frank's Fiction, go. There, you see the fish floating in the sky. It looks like it's a picture, actually, of a reflection on a pond. If you really zoom in, if you pay attention to the close-up of this photo, you can see ripples in the water. So this is a reflection of trees and a bird in the sky on a pond. But you can still see the fish. So it looks like the fish are floating in the sky. All right, so yeah, these were my first two main suspects for this cult, and it's spread out from there based on me seeing certain people displaying the certain symbols that they use. Anyway, yeah. Suck a dick, Tony Robbins. Suck so many dicks, please. Suck Zay Frank's dick. You and Zay Frank just go down on each other. Just live out all your gay fantasies together, please. All right. I'm going to leave it there again. They're a cult. They're a cult. They're an effing cult. Catavi here and vegan straight edge Shane Becker. Those two are also suspects. They are connected to Zay Frank as well. I've made videos talking about how they are connected to Zay Frank. But yeah, this person was gangstalking me. She's one of my gangstalkers from Germany. She's friends with this guy who gave me the creeps, who I actually went to stay with for a few days and totally creeped me out, gave me the creeps, freaked me out. And I'm going to leave it there.